The number one Cochran Sports Showdown is brought to you by number one Cochran, go one better, and by Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Have a greater hand in your health.
Got a couple minutes left in the show, so we'll go a little rapid fire here between our three panelists. The Pens on a 4-game win streak, but of course they announced today Jake Guentzel goes on injured reserve. Mike Sullivan says he's week to week with an upper body injury. My question to you gentlemen, we'll keep this quick. Can the Penguins keep this style of play going without Jake Guentzel in the lineup possibly long term? Chris, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I think they can if Kasperi Kapanen shows up on the stat sheet more regularly. If he looks like he did Friday night a lot more often, I think that can help spur that first line. He looked really good Friday night, and that's what they need out of him.
I think the best development over the past 4 games is you can rely on Casey DeSmith a little bit. Tristan Jarry doesn't have to play every night. You don't look at a huge drop-off. They've won 4 in a row, and they've gone back, forth with the 2 goalies. If they can continue to get something and give Jarry a little bit of time off, that can go a long way.
Well, I think you're close to having Rusty and Gino back. You know, like how I use the nicknames there, Rusty and Gino. I'm up with the lingo here. And if they're able to hold off and stay status quo until that point, and it's going to be a lot to do with how those two come back, especially Gino, I think they can hold serve. I mean, don't count out Sullivan. He's been playing with less than a full house the whole season, and he's found a way to get things done. So I think there's at least some people on the horizon that can help them out coming down pretty soon.
I'd point this out, too, and I think this is a credit to Mike Sullivan. You see a lot more aggressiveness on that forecheck. They talked about a 5-man effort playing more defense here. I don't think it's too crazy to start talking about Mike Sullivan now as a possible Jack Adams candidate, considering the fact he's lost so many guys in this lineup, and they're continuing to make things work. But here's the thing that's important. Jake Guentzel, their leading goal scorer, their leading point scorer, and they're almost twice as many goals as the next guy in Evan Rodriguez. So those guys beneath him are going to have a lot more on their plate. And speaking of having more on your plate, number one Cochran invites you to join them in giving local restaurants a heaping helping of support during their season's eatings event. Buy a new or pre-owned vehicle from any number one Cochran store, and you'll get a $50 gift certificate to your choice of several locally owned eateries. Number one Cochran is locally owned too, and they've handpicked some of their best offers for you. Learn more at Cochran.com or visit any number one Cochran store. We'll be right back.